Welcome back, guys. Leg 8 today, Albuquerque. It's going to be a long one. We are currently in Aspen, which is where we ended the last leg of our trip here. And we're going to Double Eagle, just south of Albuquerque International Airport, and it's going to be 362 nautical miles because of our route. We got to go quite a bit out of the way because of terrain. So we'll get everything started. I'm going to fill up completely here. Should have more than enough to get us there anyway. Get our preheater going. Alright, get this thing started. There's not actually allowed to put in the GPS today. I think there's three coordinates we got to put in, plus departure and arrival. So it shouldn't take us too long to get off the ground here. Go battery on, nav and beacon can come on. Select fuel tank, cowl flaps are already open. And prime it. Mags.
Delta 2589, contact 1219.
Oh, and I think Delta 589.
Push at 700 tower, wind calm, clear to land runway.
Zingo!
Clear to land runway.
How you doing? Thank you for the reset. An orange is orange, but Greenland's not green. Pinkies aren't pink. What does it mean? That's a great question. We all know English is a faulty language, isn't it? All things considered, I guess you can't complain too much.
Canada 506, wind 1604, clear to land.
How about you? How you doing?
Clear to land, Timber Left, 506.
Happy Friday to you. Happy weekend.
Jazz 916 tower, thanks. There'll be a few more rounds there before I get you going. At least 4, looks like. Okay, no worries. We'll stay put, Jazz. That one's good. Maple 7615 with you. Clear pilot. Or show me to pull it. Maple 7615, target A, the wind 150 clear to land 24 left, and to exit as soon as you're able, there's traffic in the space behind. Okay, check clear to land, to hold out.
We're doing the Pitkin 4 departure today. Via Grand Junction. And Curly 3 arrival. Via Tanner. Barbecue did yesterday with your Brazilian mate, who's leaving next week. Lots of booze, have the best ever garlic prawns were cooked by yours truly. That does sound right up your alley, doesn't it? Dingo is quite an expert in the kitchen, it seems. At least judging by his pictures.
OSU 104, Tower Airborne, contact departure on 13365, wind 2905, clear for takeoff runway 20. Clear takeoff, 104, so on.
So good that didn't make the camera. You just make me jealous now.
22, the visual for 30. Course 312, correction 3222, tower, good morning, wind 2906, off the break 2984, number 2 to Dorney at the top. Okay, number 2, we checked 2984.
How about a transponder code today? How long till you fly out? Probably about 10 minutes.
Glacier 651, target A, number 2, runway 30, Super King Air, short final, wind 2906, self-come under 2984. 2984, number 2, Glacier 651.
Oh, I'm gonna be back probably at the end of August or the beginning of September. I just had the worst effing day, and it just thrown a spanner in the works, kinda, because someone hacked into my bank account and stole all the money basically. But fortunately for me, they tried to withdraw like $1.7 million. So it was like in a lump sum from both the checking and the savings account, so they put a hold on them automatically. So I think the money is safe, but I can't resolve it until I'm there in person. And they said supposedly I can make deposits, but obviously I can't use that card, which means I can't use my American credit cards because that's how I was paying them off. So I mean, I'm assuming that I'll be able to get my money from my Korean bank into that account. I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Tower Western 135 is ready. Western 135, Tower line and runway 30.
Just a pain in the ass.
130, we are ready, Western 135.
But I mean, there's nothing I can do about it now, so I don't know why I'm stressed out about it. I need to just let it go. There's nothing I can do. I mean, I checked my credit card. It doesn't seem like my identity was stolen. It just seems like they got into my bank account. So I changed all my passwords and everything. And, I mean, obviously the account's on hold. My Korean account is still fine.
135, Tower Airborne, contact departure on 13365, wind 3005. Clear for takeoff, runway 30. Clear takeoff 303365 in the air, Western 135, yes.
But not a good way to start the day, to say the least. I got an email when I was walking to work this morning and said accounts low, less than $25 in your account, which would be impossible because I just put money in there when I go home for Christmas to have to spend on presents.
Yeah, you know what?
Tooling around when I'm there, and I never touch that account for the rest of the year.
Okay, yeah.
So I opened it up. It was like minus $880,000 in both of my accounts. So that was good stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's what else can I do, right? Let's get the weather here.
Encore 3519, right?
Kilo Alpha Sierra Echo. Airport information Echo 0853 Zulu. Weather wind 201 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky condition 9,000. Scattered temperature 4. Dew point -5. Altimeter 3021. Advise on initial contact. You have information Echo. Kilo Alpha.
Alright, I think we're good to go.
Cross 33 right, short of Bravo. Okay,
Just leave our transponder code as it is, I guess.
Hold short Bravo on code 3519.
Make sure we got all the static elements this time.
Alright, Jordan 7361, the wheel sometimes gonna work out.
Alright, let's go do something fun. Blow this joint. Oh, I do need to review the departure before we get off the ground. I'll have a look at it while we're taxiing, hopefully. See if I can multitask here. Takeoff runway 33, climb heading 331 to at or above 8,320 feet, direct to Adney. Climbing right turn to 16,000. On track to 346 to Boyette. And track 288 to Linz. So what I'm going to do, go 288 on. Here we go.
Echo Alpha, 2207 Fox, normal vehicle 1. 4199 to Delta Romeo, caller M.
Thanks for hosting.
2207. 2207.
What are you doing this evening, Dingo? You flying now? What's up? You want to get in voice? You want me to get in voice chat? Or are you busy?
Ground, turn left Charlie. Left turn on to Charlie, Encore 3404. Air Canada 691, give way to Encore Q400, right to left of Romeo, North Lorraine.
Nice. Later today or later this evening or tomorrow? You have a schedule? What are you making?
Encore 3519, keep it going, Romeo on to Alpha Tango.
Spag Bog. I have no idea what that is.
Can you give go to Romeo Alpha Tango and apron on...
It doesn't sound appealing, just going by the name.
2227. Ground, good morning, Intruders 1804 Heavy with you, short of Delta Tango. 1804, ground 24 right, altimeter 3019, it is Victor, turn left Charlie. Oh, Delta Tango and Charlie for 1804. Now 105, contact ground 12165.
Oh, nice. Ah, I gotcha. Yeah, well, I know for a fact it's a delicious little meal there, but...
Ground morning, Air Canada 105 Heavy, short, Alpha, Kilo Information Victor. Air Canada 105 Heavy, hello, continue Alpha Hotel. Alpha and Hotel, Air Canada 105. Ground, subway 610 approaching Alpha, lead left. Runway 610, ground, runway 24 right, altimeter 3019, it is Victor, taxi left, Bravo, Charlie. Alright, that's 3019, information Victor, left, Bravo Charlie. Something like that.
Joseph, 7346,
7346 ground, runway 248, altimeter 3019, is Victor, taxi left on Charlie.
248, less than Victor, and 3019 now to 7336.
Encore 3460, 24 right, the altimeter is 3019, it is Victor. Let the 787 go by, then taxi Bravo, short tank.
Alright, tower.
Let the 787 go by, short.
Departure.
Encore 3222, thanks for the help. Company on the roll, wind 3004, clear to land runway 30. Okay, no problem, clear to land
Trims are set,
301
cow flaps are open, flaps are set, and we will get it on the heavier tank here. So basically we got 4 miles to climb to 8,500 or 8,320, and then 14 miles to get to 16,000 feet.
Pressure 413, sir, good morning.
We should be okay.
There, morning, contact departure, wind 3365, wind 3104, clear to take off.
Alright guys, let's go.
Encore 3222, exit Alpha 4 is approved, contact ground 1217 off of runway 30. Tower, morning, Cloud Golf, Mike Papa Yankee, holding short of 20. Mike Papa Yankee, Tower, good morning, line up runway 20 and wait short delay for turbulence from the part 737. Line up 20, wait, Mike Papa Yankee. Mike Papa Yankee, Tower, airborne contact departure 13365, clear for takeoff, runway 20. 3365, here, takeoff 20, Mike Papa Yankee. Tower United 576, ready for departure. United 576, Tower, airborne contact departure 13365, clear for takeoff, runway 20, good. Departure airborne, clear for takeoff 20, United 576.
Tap the brakes.
Tower Delta 50.
See ya.
Tower just 513 on final 30. Jazz 516, Tower, good day, wind 3206, altimeter 984, clear to land, runway 30. And need 4 clear land, 30, Jazz 516. North 770 Trey, connect flash.
I guess there's a new ARAC cycle out. Need to update. I kind of psyched myself up for that departure, but that was nothing really to speak of there. Pretty easy. Yeah, this, I think, I mean, today is going to be probably one of the longer ones, 360 nautical miles, and that'll put us just outside of Texas. 2 through Texas, 1 to Louisiana, and then the next one to Florida. So, weather permitting, probably make pretty decent time now. I am. And speaking of which, the oxygen going here.
Tower 2, line of plate, traffic will land 3 to left. Line of plate on 28, southwest call 32. Has to be next. You can move up at uniform 1. Move up to uniform 1.
There, go ahead and turn the autopilot on.
Skyway 5938, 10 miles to Doogie, cross Doogie at 4,000. Cleared ILS from 911 approach, maintain 210 knots. Doogie at about 4,000, cleared ILS, 911. That's 65, turn rating 180 knots. 180, we're following traffic ahead of us. Yeah, you are, but you can look a little more on the base flag. He's 210 knots, still you're at 180, we'll turn final short. Okay, just checking in at 765. Yeah, thanks. Skyway 5167, to maintain 4,000. 7, 4,000, good. Yeah, 765, turn left 120, there's some 911. Stay 120, and turn to our left, localize it out at 765. Yeah, 765, 10 miles to Doogie, cross Doogie 4,000. Cleared up when 911 approach, speed 180 to Zeta. They get 4,000, cleared for that, that's 911 approach, about 80 knots, associated, United 765. Skyway 2958, turn left 160. 160, that's good. Skyway 5045, 9.8 for 7 stop. Skyway 5045, runway 90 left.
Gotcha. Hang on 1 second.
Skyway
There, bud.
5938,
Bye.
180, maintain
Oh,
180
hello.
knots, Zeta.
There he is.
180 knots, Zeta.
My sauce is tasty.
How much longer you got?
I'm going to simmer it for 45 minutes. It's cooked, but longer the better.
I hate that. I hate waiting for your stuff to be done when you're simmering it like that. Smelling it.
It's, yeah. To be honest, I am really good like that. Like, smell is 99% of how I judge stuff to be cooked.
Yeah.
I'm such a dog, honestly.
We know.
Like, when I do all the subway stuff, like, I split off from the guy, you know, because we're a two-man team, and it's mute stream. I missed that engine sound. We're a two-man team, and I split off and go up to the back fridge, and I do all the back fridge restocking, clean out the freezer, crush all the cardboard that no one ever crushed during the whole day. But sometimes up to 100 boxes just uncrushed, filling what we call the back dock. Get rid of all that, empty bins, sweep mop, you know, all of that. But I can tell if someone's overcooked the cookies or overcooked the bread, or like, you know, I can smell it. So I'll come down and I'll check. It's particularly if I have a newbie, you know, that I'm training. I'll go, right, bread's ready.
Were you guys busy? Was it You had a holiday this week, didn't you? I guess you said you're going to be busy.
Yeah,
the other day.
yesterday we had one. It was Anzac Day yesterday, which is our version of your Memorial Day.
Yeah, yeah.
We remember our fallen. And we had Easter the sort of weekend as well. So Friday to Monday were pretty much all public holidays. Like, so it was a long weekend, and then Thursday was an actual public holiday as well. So all the construction workers that we have building stuff around, they all get what's called a 10-day break over that time. Go be with their families, go away on a holiday or something like that. We were flat out because nowhere's open. You know?
Right.
A lot of people out drinking and coming in for sandwiches in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heaps of.
Although,
We
I
had
mean,
a
kind of
record
sucks. I
week.
guess it was busy, but it makes time go by a lot faster, doesn't it?
It always does, to be honest.
Yeah.
8 years of working there, I've never had a slow day. Like only one, and it was Christmas night. I was working 24th of December into the 25th.
Yeah.
And it was dead. So at this point, we've got a new hostel has been built just up the road from us, like one block up, and that's bringing in easily 100 people a night nowadays.
Wow.
But before that was built, I was working Christmas night. There was nobody. I was so bored. I got on the high ladder and I was scrubbing the roof
Well, at least you're being
with a
productive.
sponge. You know, yeah. That's the only slow day I've ever had.
Yeah.
But like we get busy in the morning as people, you know, wake up and want stuff. You know, people want their usual stuff like cigarettes, milk, bread, you know, all those kind of things because we sell all that.
You'll have
We
breakfast
do a whole
stuff too
bunch
there.
of groceries.
And I noticed that they have that at the subways here, but I didn't know if that was an international thing or not.
Yeah. Bacon and eggs, footlong, $5.95 Australian.
Nice. I had Subway for
It's
dinner
cheap.
tonight.
Would you eat?
Turkey, bacon, avocado. I could not be bothered to eat or to cook.
Do they do feta cheese, sun-dried tomatoes, all that kind of thing?
I don't think that they have feta cheese. Maybe, but I've
We
never
just
ordered
got-
anything unusual. I just basically get like the same 3 subs. So I don't know.
We just got it in. It's a new menu item. It started last week.
For
Feta
what?
cheese, sun-dried tomato. You can add it to anything. It's a free condiment. Like it just comes. They're really ramping up. See, it's weird Subway because like we're in Australia, so we don't have exactly everything they have in the States. So we get a lot of American people. Yeah, olive oil.
I know, 7975.
That was my first American accent. Yeah, olive oil. And it's like, no, sorry, I know they do in the States, but we do all the same training, right?
Yeah.
And all the training is operated from the American Subway University
Right.
website. So we do all our training on that. Particularly, you've got to have a person in charge, stuff like that. Because I run the night shift, I'm the designated person in charge. So I have to do all those extra courses and things like that. And so I know what the US do and have and things like that. But we just don't get it here in Australia.
How long do those courses take you usually?
Oh, they're fucking long. They're horrible. I hate them. And you can't skip them, you know? You
Yeah.
can't just like, you've got to watch the video, like, and you can't cancel the video. And it could be a 35-minute long video. And
Is it
you've
pretty
got to take
standard
quizzes
corporate
after each
tripe?
one. Yeah, it is.
Ugh.
I hate them with a passion.
How often do you have to do those?
Every time I see it. Not often, to be honest. I've done like 4. Actually, well, I've done 4 major components, like courses, and every one of those courses has like maybe 20 to 30 sort of sub-components that you've got to go through and be trained on. So I've got those. I skip a lot. You know, if it's not relevant, I just can't.
So you have to watch a video and then basically take a comprehension
A
quiz?
quiz. Uh-huh.
Like you're in high school again. At least it's not something that happens too regularly.
It's good though. Like I do respect Subway. Like having worked in the food industry a lot of my life, on many levels. You know, from French restaurants to owning my own cafe
Yeah.
to doing a whole bunch and just like bars and pub food. And, like I've worked with chefs my whole life and the food industry. Just looking at your stream, man, it almost looked like you went through a freezing level.
We're just now starting to get in the clouds. I don't think we're going to get out of the clouds by 18,000, so I may go back down to 15.
It's got pitot heat, hasn't it?
It does have pitot heat, yeah, but I don't think there's wing anti-ice, so I'm probably going to go back down here.
Just go through it, man.
Yeah.
Get up above it. Don't go down.
We go above,
up.
okay. Let's see.
Yeah. Just go up. Because I don't think the 210's got ice modelled. Even if the weather has it, I don't think the 210 will succumb to it, to be honest.
Maybe not. However, I think Active Sky does.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that affects the model, you know what I mean?
We'll see.
Yeah.
I did notice on the 350 that you can see ice popping up on the wing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, on those you can.
And I almost crashed the
TBM
1900
as well has it.
because of wing ice. I wasn't really paying attention. That's when I realized that the weather radar was working, and I was flying basically through a thunderstorm, doing FSE stuff, because just doing point A to point B, trying to get there as fast as you can. And all of a sudden I saw the speed start dropping, so I put on all the anti-ice stuff, and I think I saved it with maybe 300 or 400 feet from the ground.
Oh my god. I did that in the Epic E1000. I climbed my way through it. I had the ice detection thing going off, and I just put every single thing that could heat up on the plane. I just turned everything on and just climbed, hoping. And I was watching that airspeed indicator, like a hawk. Luckily, I got through it. I climbed up above it.
There's a de-ice light, but there's no prop anti-ice or windshield anti-ice.
Yeah, that's just to see the ice.
Oh.
You can also
look at that. We're getting out of the clouds now. So put it up to 20,000 feet.
no, take that up to 25.
I love that. I love coming out of the top of clouds.
Yeah, you're going to gain another like 15 knots if you go up higher.
I got 20,000. That's 18.7. See, it's going on at 22.
11 south for 8,000, direct Tucson.
Encore 3469, runway 24 right, altimeter 29 or 9 or 8.
Yeah, like I've learned to respect Subway because everything is fresh. They don't, they don't keep stuff. Like there are rigorous checks made. We have Subway inspectors every single week come through and examine the whole shop.
I didn't know that. That's nice.
Yeah, it's very good. And they're strict as, because I can't remember, but I think if you fail, like on certain items, they say, make sure you do this, and you get a warning against your name, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly, but it might be like 3. You get 3 cautions, you can lose your whole franchise.
Wow. That's just for having stuff that's outside of your acceptable window of freshness.
Correct.
Nice.
Yep.
It's good to know from a customer standpoint. Also, this stream brought to you by Subway today.
That is 207, turn left, 270, clear 7, clear to Island Road, runway 24 right. That's 270, runway 24 right,
Yeah, I've been, keeping tabs on it, and Subway's under huge competition in America.
From what?
From other people. Well, from other companies that are moving into that market or have moved into that market.
It's been a long time since I've lived
Subway
there,
was
but
not that fresh. The only thing fresh, really, was the vegetables. None of the meat was like 100% meat. It was all processed stuff. So they're making this transition to go from processed goods to like 100% quality goods.
to compete better with these other franchises?
Correct, yeah. Which that's what they're doing. They're doing the fresher stuff. They're actually more like 80% fresh, as opposed to Subway, which is really works out to be something like less than 20% fresh.
About 7 or 8 miles now. Contact arrival 1.
I can't think of any other. I mean, maybe Jersey Mike's or what's that one that Quiznos? I guess. It's been a while since I've lived in the States, but I can't think of many other places that also do
No, I
sub
think there's other ones, like I would know them if you said them. Yeah, there's a few that have been moving in on that market and taking a huge slice of Subway's customers base. But Subway customers, man, they're a pain in the ass. And they're fucking gluttons. I hate it. Extra. I'll have extra, and I'll have extra. I had, because we do Uber Eats now,
Yeah.
you know what the worst thing you could ever order from a Subway is a gluten-free wrap, which is basically like, it's thinner than the thinnest paper you can imagine, right? So you have to toast the thing in the oven first, and it sticks to the paper. Like, you got to lift it off, air it out, dry it a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So it's pliable to wrap. But this guy, he ordered on Uber Eats 4 gluten-free wraps, double meatballs. That's 8 meatballs in a gluten-free wrap, which can barely contain anything other than that, right? And then he had all the salads and 5 sauces. So the thing was just like...
That sounds disgusting also.
It was disgusting. And who the fuck orders that shit?
I mean, the
And
meatballs
avocado?
come with their own sauce. Why would you put 5 extra sauces on it?
I know.
Gross.
It was disgusting. And that is kind of typical of quite a few of my customers. That kind of ordering. It was disgusting.
Yeah, that sounds
I hated making it. I hated getting it out of the shop. Like, I just hated it.
I'm super easy when it comes to Subway. I basically just everything except for pickles and just mayonnaise. Don't need extra anything. Also, I guess when people ask for extra and stuff, they want you to give it to them for free too. They try to haggle with you.
Well, no. Subway gives it extra. If you want double meat, yeah, you got to pay for it. We have people like, I'll give you an example, a pizza sub, salami and pepperoni, right? It's now been adjusted, the price has been adjusted, but let's say, talk the old price. It used to be $8 recently. Australian dollars. $8 Australian for a foot-long pizza. That's salami, pepperoni, cheese, pizza sauce, toasted, and then add your veggies after, right? And that's all good. It's an easy sub to make. But they'll say, I'll have a pizza sub, please, but I'll have chicken with it. What chicken do you want? Chicken pizzas, yeah. So that's, how much do I have to pay? Well, it's actually a chicken sub now. And then you're having extra meat on top. Oh, how much is a chicken sub? That's $12. Oh, no, I don't want that. I want a pizza sub, but I want it with chicken. No, you can't have that. Yep. Subway, I'm sorry, the policy is it charges for the more expensive meat first. So you're having chicken sub and you're adding pepperoni and salami. No, but I ordered a pizza sub with chicken. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, sir. You know, you gotta, and they fucking argue to the nth degree, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll go, no, it doesn't work like that.
Man, I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I just work here. I don't know what you're fighting with me for.
I don't do that. I put them down. I control my customers. I train them. I teach them how to order, and I teach all my staff to do the exact same thing. It's like, you know, the more you give them, the more they're going to take. So just set your boundary, your rules, and just say, sorry, the Subway policy, this is the way it works.
I think people generally respect that too.
They do. I've got loads now. Like, I built up the whole night shift. We're doing 4 times more than we used to do when I first started there.
Yeah.
When I first, like my first shift, coming in and taking over the night shift.
You guys in a pretty busy area of Brisbane too?
Inner city, like
So,
literally a 10-minute walk from the city itself.
Nice.
And we're in an area of like hostels, motels, high-rise apartment buildings, and we're just outside of the nightclub area as well.
So yeah, you probably have
we get
pretty steady
all-
business during the night, don't you?
We do. In In fact, we make more money than the day shift, the morning shift. The morning shift is from 6 until 2 in the afternoon. And their busy time is 11 till 1, right? That's their peak time. All other times are dead. They get purely, grocery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They also have 4 staff on at that time, right? We have 2 staff. We make more money than them, and we don't get a break, and we work 8.5 hours standing on our feet.
Why don't they change the staffing?
They're going to. I've got a meeting this week with the owner, which I almost never see. Like the only time I'll ever see her or him to husband and wife is if I fuck up. Something really bad happens. That's extremely rare. But I've got a meeting because we're losing that Brazilian guy who has been working weekends, for the past few years.
Is he going back to Brazil? What's he doing?
No, he's going to Germany. His grandparents are from Germany, so they're all dead, but he's got a passport. So he's going to move to Germany, live with his brother, and start a new life there. Start
Any particular reason?
Because he didn't get his shit together and get an Australian passport, which is what he wanted.
Gotcha. So it's not really
Partied
by
too much,
choice.
went to strip clubs every weekend. So.
Well, yeah, there's his choice. He made a choice to go to strip clubs rather than get his shit together. That's one of the bad things about living in an expat community here. There's a lot of people that you say goodbye to. Not exactly a fun thing.
I've had it my whole life.
Yeah.
I actually got him, he'd never done Discord. I said, dude, this is yesterday when we were cooking in my kitchen, drinking, listening to music and stuff. I said, dude, if you don't, hey, wait.
Wave. I think they're the default clouds, but I'm using Active Sky.
Yeah, I said to him, if you don't get Discord, I'm going to lose contact, and that'll be it. And that's fine. I'll have you in my memory always. I always look up to the stars and remember people that were important to me.
Yeah. You don't use WhatsApp or anything?
I do that a few times a year. Nah, I don't. Another mate of mine, guy from Holland, that I worked with for like a couple of years, did his masters and stuff like that. We're friends on Facebook, but I don't use Facebook. Like, I really don't like to use it. I have a thing on there, but I don't use it often.
Thanks for the follow, Wave Warrior. Yeah, I'm the same. I kind of hate Facebook. The only reason I have it is because there's a handful of friends that I keep in touch with in the States, and it's pretty much all they use. Like, no one uses email anymore, hardly. So I've got Facebook for a handful of people and WhatsApp for the rest. And then Discord.
Yeah,
I never used...
who's from Holland, he uses WhatsApp with his close mates.
Who does?
And I thought about it, Bart, my mate from the Netherlands. And like, I thought about installing it so I can keep in touch with that. But anyway, I use Discord now. Discord's a great way to just keep in touch.
I never used Discord until relatively recently either, because I just associated with gaming, and I never played PC games until like what.
Well, I love the fact that you can use the voice, you can use the text, you can use the pictures.
Yeah.
It's just readily easy.
There's a learning curve to it that I think the UI is not exactly the most intuitive thing in the world for a messaging service, but once you get used to it, it is easy to use.
Yeah. So anyway, I got Max on there, and we've established a channel together.
Nice.
So we can keep in touch when he goes to Germany. Of which, like, when my dog passes away, I'm going to Europe traveling. So that's going to be my first trip in many years overseas.
Anywhere in particular you want to go? Obviously, other than seeing your friend there.
Mainland Europe. So I want to do all. Pretty much, I want to do Netherlands, France. I can leave Italy out for now. I'd like to do it because I've got a little history there with a close friend, an older gentleman. He's like almost like my father. He taught me how to cook and stuff like that. He ran a really popular restaurant in Darwin. He taught me how to cook, and he's the husband of my wife, my mother's. So he's the husband of my mother's best friend. Yeah, and he came and cooked in my cafe when I owned that cafe for 4 years. He came and spent a year with me. And
Was that
cooked
in
my
Brisbane as
cafe
well?
with me. No, I did that in Tasmania.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, and Sue, his wife, actually my mum's best friend, she was the waitress like that. And Alex at that time was 78, you know.
Yeah.
So I learned from an old Italian guy, and he's got a good villa up in the hills in Rome, and I'm always invited to go. So I kind of want to go there before he passes away.
Yeah, it kind of seems like a no-brainer, eh?
Yeah, it does, but I could kind of leave it, you know.
Yeah.
But my biggest draw, like the magnetic pull, is to Sweden. Sweden's like where I desperately want to go.
Wave, I think it's zoom level 16 or 17 for most of the state.
And I've got a very close friend in Sweden who does bushcrafting back there. He's in charge of taking out students and things like that, and teaching them how to live.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, and I love my bushcrafting, minimalism, sort of camping, and Tom's all about that.
Especially in Sweden, that's like a country that's made for that type of activity.
Yeah, it's harsh, but he thrives on it. He
How
loves
many
He's
gigabytes
very
per
good.
tile? I don't know, to be honest with you, but I think in total, with the amount of coverage that I got, I think it's about 2 terabytes, and that's about 2/3 of the United States, I think. Is that your friend's job? He's a bushcraft
Yeah.
instructor?
Farmer. He used to dive on oil rigs in the North Sea, like go down to the pylons and do all the engineering and stuff like that.
That'd be amazing to get paid to do that.
Yeah, he used, man, the dude was rolling in money. So I first met him on Twitch, right? He loved my stream, and he came in, and honestly, he would drop 500 euros like donation.
What?
And he would do that. Yeah, he would do that every time he came back from, a stint out working on the oil rigs.
Those guys do make a chunk of change, don't they?
Oh yeah. And then he traded it all in, started up a farming machinery business with his brother, and that sort of failed, and then he got into his bushcrafting, which he's always loved, and does that.
Probably a bit safer too. I remember there's like a thread on Reddit a while back about dangerous jobs, and one of them that came up was an undersea welder. People that could go out on oil rigs and do repairs and stuff like that.
That's what Tom used to do, yeah.
They were talking about, this one guy told a story, and I don't know if it's true because it's just something anecdotally that showed up in a Reddit thread, obviously, but he said that someone that he knew personally was diving, and they always go with a partner or whatever, and the one guy was welding, and he felt like a big pressure change or something, and he turned around, and the safety harness of the belt that was tied to his partner was just flapping in the ocean, and he never found the guy again.
Good afternoon, Air Canada.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Horrifying.
190 for 210. Canada 332, send roger climb level 280. Climb level 280, Canada 330.
Just being lost at sea in general is pretty horrifying, whether it's above or below. I'm a avid sailing fan, as you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and I did that virtual race, the Volvo Ocean Race, and so we did it in conjunction with the actual real race in the real world. We were slower, so we finished like months later. But I follow the real race every 2 years that it gets raced. I watch it every single day. I keep up to date with everything that's going on. There's videos produced on it every single day. And, one of the boats, skippered by an Australian, actually lost his best mate, a British guy. He got swept overboard, big wave in the Southern Ocean, and just lost at sea, dead.
That is up there with those deep primal fears that you have. What was that movie? Open Water? Being in that situation would just be absolutely the worst way to die, I think. I mean, unlike something like drowning or burning to death, which happen relatively quickly, you're there, I mean, until you either die of dehydration or exhaustion or something eats you.
Yeah.
And
Well, that guy got hit in the head by the main boom, and There was a big wind gust and it just shifted and
Yeah.
it swung. They broached, went down on their side, and he just got knocked completely over. But the stupid guy wasn't harnessed, you know. And that's number one rule in that kind of condition. You got to be harnessed.
What
And
kind
he
of
just
boats are those?
Took a risk. They're 65-foot monohulls.
Okay. And what were you guys using in the simulator?
50-foot
Okay.
monohulls. And they're good. They can get up to like 26 knots, you know, in those conditions down in the Southern Ocean. We were pulling, you know, 24 to 26 knots. So you rip along.
Your ships
Like,
could
basically-
go 26 knots, or the ones that you were following.
The ones we were sailing, but the real
Oh.
boats do over 35 knots
Oh wow.
in big conditions.
Are monohulls faster than catamarans?
Negative in certain situations. So a catamaran is faster than a monohull in light conditions. In heavy conditions, monohull is faster,
Yeah, that makes sense.
depending how much risk you're willing to take. But a catamaran will has the potential to flip like a lot more than a monohull.
That also makes sense. Speaking of monohulls, the new episode of SV Delos today. Friday.
And free range sailing, don't forget those lovelies.
I have subscribed to them, but you know it doesn't show up because I haven't watched that many episodes of it. It doesn't show up in my.
Tick the bell.
Yeah, I should. Textures on top of the dashboard. No, this is I mean, obviously I downloaded a livery for it that changed the color of the background paneling, but this is a Carenado Cessna 210.
It's awesome, Wave Warrior. It's one of the best airplanes. Have a look at his altitude right now.
22,000 feet.
What's your ground speed?
Ground speed is 176 knots. I could probably take it up a little bit, but those numbers actually might do.
Yeah, I'd said 25. You should go to 27,000 is its service ceiling. How's you feel?
Okay, I filled it up right before we left. Plenty of fuel.
So what are the winds aloft? Do you get a list? Like I get in FS Global Real World Weather. I get a list for all the altitudes.
Map conditions. Yeah, at altitude 24,000, winds 280 at 28 knots. So we get it coming off the 3 o'clock. roughly. Actually, no, we're heading right into it right now. When we make our next turn here, it'll be off our 3 o'clock, so our ground speed should pick up a bit.
We'll go up, yeah. I was going to say at that altitude you should be getting close to the 200 knot. Easy.
But we're not actually going west to east this time. This is mostly a southerly trip. VR does work in the game, yeah. And I have an Oculus, but I find that the performance isn't quite where I want it to be. And I've got a 1080 Ti and an i7 8700 with 16 gigabytes.
Yeah, it works stable. Everyone loves it that does it, Wade. I don't
yeah,
watch
it's
a lot of
stable.
VR streams because I don't get to experience that whole thing. But yeah, people are big on it. You just got to look it up on YouTube. Just go explain VR.
Or down below, they have a list of people, featured channels. Major Kong, he streams in VR a lot. It's stable. Just, you know, like typically in VR you want 60 frames for it to feel fluid or realistic. And generally I don't think you get a stable 60 frames, period, let alone in VR, because you're rendering twice.
Just checking my source again. Be right back.
Yeah, you can use the motion controllers with. I don't know if you can do it with all the airplanes, but a lot of them have built-in VR compatibility, so you can use your motion controllers to interact with everything in the cockpit. I've never done that because personally, it's weird not having like a tactile feeling on the control stick. one day we'll have haptic feedback devices that can do that.
It's ready.
Echo 147, contact me on...
So it's ready?
3...
Yeah, I'm just going to let it sit there for like 15 minutes. Cool down.
Echo 147 with you on
Fast and
33 District 7123, same view on 13372. 13372,
I watched Shazam today. It was fun.
The new one?
Yeah.
Was
it
that
fun.
Will Smith?
No, is that Will Smith? No, I didn't see him in it.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't remember the last time I went to see a movie. Everyone's been talking about the new.
I don't. I just do it on the web.
No, I got you. Yeah, everyone's been talking about the new, the Marvel movie. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's up there, but it's not. It's just a cam version, so don't bother watching that. I'll wait till it comes out in HD.
Also, apparently, the new Marvel movie is like 4 hours long. Get real,
You're
dude.
kidding.
No. Wear your adult diapers to the theater, jeez.
Dash 7123 reduced 30
Do a
knots,
Louis
air
and
spacing,
this and that.
the airco, the area there is...
It'd be fine if you were doing it personally, but obviously if someone else is doing the movie theater with you, it'd be a little awkward.
Copy that, overflow 170 knots.
You have a piston and bottle?
Yeah, on a road trip.
23, roger.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. It's like this stretch of road between Atlanta and Savannah, and there's like nothing. There's no, like, rest stops, there's no exits that you can get off, it's just, like, sand
But
and long
you know
pines.
dogs, right? Dogs just walk up to something and pee.
Yeah.
Like, could you have not done that?
What? Oh, I mean, I guess
Stopped the car and just walked out and pissed. Like,
you
seriously.
probably could have done, yeah.
Of course you could have.
But you're also on the side of a major highway.
My mate did that. We were on a bush road though, like a country road. But he just decided like he wasn't going to go far. He just stood off the shoulder and of the road and pulled his old fella out and did a piss and car went by. Beep 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 beep.
Oh yeah, the wave
Wait.
player said his friend just watched it. It was 3 hours long. Trying to make another Apocalypse Now Redux, apparently.
Dash 7123, you're going to be at Sunset just a little early there before the airspace changes.
I mean, I guess if you're really into Marvel, maybe that's a good way to spend 3 hours, but the idea of sitting in a movie theater for 3 hours sounds kind of torturous to me.
I watched a Danish movie once. I went to a cinema, and I believe it was 8 hours split into 2 4-hour segments. And I sat through that whole thing and watched it. So there are 2 movies that I watched that were that duration. So one was a Danish one. It was like called The Hospital or something like that. It was a really bizarre movie. But I watched it. It was an 8-hour long movie. The other I went and saw was a Monty Python trilogy, one after the other.
See, that one I can handle.
And that went for 7 hours, I think.
I can handle that. Can't beat Monty Python. Yeah, look at our ground speed now, 212 knots.
There you go. There you go.
Now we're
What
cooking.
altitude you get up to?
22,000.
25?
I stay at 22.
Oh, because you turned. What's your ETE?
Hang on, have a look. Computer's having a load. Wrong one. Well, I don't have one for the. Oh, no, there you go.
Bottom right. Oh, it's leg-based, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait, down the bottom one. Should have.
On course 312,
No. But as the crow flies, we're 241 nautical miles away. Cumulative, we've got 253.
To go?
Yeah. So should be about an hour and a half.
On course 3120 feet is now India.
Only the 210 man can do that. Like in that kind of class of aeroplane.
How much one of these costs in real life?
They're not too dear. I've seen them around the 3 to 400 grand mark.
Dreams. Man, this terrain, that is something special right there.
Scout 5302, clear direct gem on.
Oh, is that direct gem on? Gem on for Skywest 5302?
Depends on the avionics. That's one of the biggest things.
Direct gem on, look up at Skywest 5302.
It's gorgeous.
It is Colorado. This whole area of the country is pretty spectacular. That's right, Matt Guthmiller, if you're out there, screw your Bonanza. Also, I'll say that aesthetically, I think I like the two. It might be because I'm partial to it or it's grown on me, but I think aesthetically the 210 looks better than the Bonanza.
Hey, McFaddy. G'day.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Plus, I like the high wing. Like when you look out the window, you can see the ground completely without an obstructive view. That is positive. Wave Warrior, what do you mean? It moved like an inch per 30 minutes? Oh, the download speed, I gotcha. These are the Fork Boy orthos. I don't know, I mean, how much work you'd be willing to do, but basically you just get a torrent that downloads the files in a JPEG format, and then you have to convert them with a script to DDS. So it's time consuming, but you know, basically it does the work for you. Just you have to be patient. And McFaddy, just call in.
Airco 130, center, go ahead. Airco 130.
Yeah, have a sickie, mate. That's what Australia is.
I almost took one today. When I saw that freaking alert. Should all those probably today was like third grade class, and they're little tiny babies. They're really cute, so probably a good thing. Got me out of my head a bit.
What's the other movie I watched? Mary, Queen of Scots. I watched that today too. It was good. Enjoyed it.
What is that about? Obvious. Well, I mean, besides the obvious.
Mary. Something about Mary.
I work with a bunch of babies. Adult babies? Oh yeah, there you go.
Air Canada 1187, contact center 135.
No, I'll take the actual babies over the adult ones. Except it's this one kid. He's obviously special, but he always has his hands in his mouth or in his nose, and he always wants to touch me.
That's not good from a teacher perspective.
No, not at all. Although, having worked in elementary school now for several years, I think my immune system is pretty strong. He likes me a little too much. Although today, I don't know what the hell was happening, but another boy in his class, I turned around and he threw his shoe at him. So I moved the other boy to the back of the classroom, so the special kid with his hands in his mouth, he's in the front row. And at some point during the class, he gets up and he walks across the classroom and throws his other shoe at the kid. Like, I mean, obviously I'm angry and I can't let that go on, but it's also kind of hilarious, right?
Yeah. You should just get a full salmon and just slap it.
Default terrains, I find that with the default scenery, mountainous areas look pretty decent. They do a pretty good job. Places in the Midwest where you have a lot of farms, there'll be very obvious repeating textures that don't look the best, but for the most part, X-Plane default textures aren't too bad. Southeast is pretty good. The Northeast, I would avoid the Midwest. Desert's also a little plain. But there's also a lot of free stuff that you can download to enhance all that as well.
Hello, Nation Charlie Foxtrot Romeo Kilo India with you 280 looking for instance. That was
Wave Warrior, what do you like to fly?
134.25. 34.25 Romeo Kilo.
Jazz 500, we're looking for direct takeoff for the contact approach runway 09.
Jazz 500, when ready to send 3000 and advise when able to contact.
Descent 3000, we're able to contact approach now, Jazz.
I've never actually flown in Asia. Do you live in Asia?
Fredericton Airport, contact runway 09er approach.
Go to the Fredericton Airport, contact 09 approach, Jazz 50.
Oh, cool. I'm in Korea. Vietnam, very nice country. Where about in Vietnam do you live?
Jazz 500, roger, contact Fredericton Tower 119er.
1902, Jazz 50.
Oh, nice.
79, check in through 4035. Jazz 822, contact arrival 1244. 344, Jazz 822. Jazz 789, center radar identified, continue climb, flight level 220, and vectors turn right heading 270. Center Jazz 789, that was for inside block, first half. Jazz 789, you are radar identified, continue climb, flight level 220, turn right heading 270. Flight level 220, right turn heading 270, Jazz 789.
Have I heard of Walmart? Yeah, I'm from America. They're all over the place. What kind of VR headset are you getting?
Jazz 954, 12.5, setting 11,000, setting for deviation. Jazz 954, center roger, continue descent 6,000, perfect altimeter 2973. 6,000, 2973, and we've got the latest 1345 weather.
Backward bastard.
We're planning VR now.
There he is.
27. Jazz 954.
Make me hungry again. I'm gonna have to get a second dinner.
The new weather is now available. Golf 14.
VR Tech headset. I have not heard of that.
Alright, direct. It's cut, and we'll pick up the new golf.
I'd check out some reviews or something. It's not one of the ones I'm familiar with. Have you heard of that, Dingo?
No, but I don't keep up with VR stuff very closely.
Planning on combining the headset with ED tracker and Leap Motion. Alright. For flight simulators, what are you planning on playing?
And what is leap motion?
Center, good morning, Air Canada 663, 11.5, climbing to 230.
Oh, let's find out.
663, Center, roger, continue climb, flight level 280. Flight level 280, Air Canada 663.
what ED tracker is, but I don't know about lead motion.
Oh, advanced hand tracking.
And Jazz 954, just keep you informed.
They do computer hardware sensors and devices that do finger and hand and finger motions as inputs, like a mouse. That'd be pretty cool.
Winds are now seem to calm down a little. 310 at magnetic at 5 knots. Okay, we copy all of that. We got a honking tailwind here, 52 knots right on that tail. We're just making our way over towards it. We might wait a few more minutes, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, until the storm to pass. So when it's snow, we get a little bit closer and see the effect. Jazz 954, but.
I like the idea on paper of, you know, the motion sensors for cockpit interaction sounds really good, but without haptic feedback, it feels weird. Like, to be able to feel pressure in a control stick is important, I think, when you're trying to control the plane. So I tried to use the motion controllers when I first got it set up, and it works perfectly fine, but it's hard to be precise.
Okay, we copy that. Thanks so much. Jazz 79er, fly heading 290. Jazz 79, actually, sir, for your weather, can we stay on 280 for at least 20 miles? Jazz 789er, that's approved, fly heading 280. 280, that's 79.
Order 220, request deviation to left heading 285 for weather.
Order 220, left heading 285, deviation is approved.
Order 220, thank you.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Well, good luck. You have to report back to us when you get all that stuff set up.
Jet 954. Jet 954, go. Yeah, we'd like to enter a hold here, if that's okay, wait for the weather to pass. Okay, sir, there's a new weather special. Like I said, the weather is improving. It appears that the thunderstorm has moved to the west. I have a special 1407 if you'd like to copy that. Okay, go ahead.
McFaddy, if you're out there, what is the service ceiling on the stationaire?
At 4 knots. So 250 degrees magnetic at 4 knots.
206.
It's what?
206.
Yeah. Or 207, I think.
Okay, would you like to still set up a hold where you are? I guess we'll go another 20 miles. We'll keep you posted, Jet 954.
Because McFaddy casually threw out that he thought the stationaire was better than the 210, which is sacrilege, obviously, but curious what the service ceiling is.
Sorry, that's 767 on the Lord. You have a 767, Roger, descend 8,000. St. John on
26,000? Oh, okay.
29070.
27 for the 210.
Yeah, take that. Objectively better.
And Jazz 789, when able, you are clear that...
I like the 210.
When able, Jazz 79 is clear direct close. Thanks.
207's ugly.
It's not.
Although, it has fixed landing gear, doesn't it?
No, it's retractable, I believe.
Let me see.
Jazz 789,
I guess there's multiple configurations.
You are clear to climb.
Those are definitely fixed.
130, Jazz 789.
Is it fixed?
There might be several configurations, but the pictures that I'm looking at, they have fixed gear.
Okay. Maybe it is.
79, we'll go.
Let's take a look at our arrival.
You have 767, continue descend 6
Yeah, I guess you could say that. It has a higher ceiling, retractable landing gear. My ground speed right now is 212
Definitely
knots.
faster, Wave. It's a turbo, so it's faster. It's pressurized, it's faster.
2712 air Canada.
And because of like that trimmed configuration that it can do, like gear up, get up into thinner air and stuff like that, its range is better, it's faster, so all over, yeah, a big improvement on the 172.
And the flight range is what, like 900 nautical miles?
Around that, 800 or so.
Yeah, 954, we'd like to continue and continue for hit skip. Jazz on a 54, Roger, continue to send 4,000. 4,000, yeah, 954.
Who doesn't like bush tires?
Jazz,
I love bush
954,
tires.
requesting a hold for
I'm still waiting on my perfect one, which is a Kit Fox. I'm waiting for a Kit Fox.
What is the passenger capacity on the 207 for FSE, Fatty?
4,000. And expect further clearance
Have to
time
be
of
6, wouldn't it? Or 6 or 7.
I would guess 7.
It's more.
You have one probably in the cockpit.
I reckon 7.
Yeah.
And then, so it's actual 6 for packs. 3 in the back, 2 in front of the back, and then 2 in the front.
And Encore 3456, we get 070 heading. Encore 3456, heading 070 is approved for deviation. Alright, 070, next on Encore 3456.
Let's check what the weather's doing in Albuquerque. Winds 130, 8 knots, 10 miles, visibility clear.
767, continue to
Temperature 12, 2.6, altitude 3021. 7 passengers, there you go. Wheeze right. Probably that would be a good one for FSE. Still not crazy about the appearance.
Porter 220 time. Go ahead for 220. Okay, got you there now, thank you, and direct next on course. Direct next on course
Well,
for 220.
it does what Active Sky does is it does a better job of simulating winds and stuff. The storm would look exactly like it would in the regular X-plane, basically.
120.25.
12025, Porter 220.
What up, Deutsch?
Hey Deutsch, g'day.
Yeah, what McFaddy said. Yeah, that's what Active Sky is. It's basically a plug-in to enhance weather. It's a real-world weather injector, basically.
Pathfinder
To read the weather,
Yeah.
primarily.
Pathfinder 05, 85 by 5, how do you read me? That's loud and clear, 5 by 5. Roger.
So the default game sim Wave does, I believe, 2 layers to 3 layers, and you can get multiple layers with Active Sky. So the default game will do the ground, you know, and then like 2 layers above that. So this big patch of like no man's land in between, whereas real world weather is obviously changing all the way up.
Nice to hear your voice again, and again the altimeter in St. John, 2978, your number 2 for the approach. 2978, check number 2, continue with our holding clearance. Check, Golf.
So a prime example is, you know, 3 wind layers for the default game, 3 cloud layers for the levels for the default game. But if you get any of those weather programs, Active Sky or FS Global Real World Weather, you'll get multiple layers.
There's also plugins that change cloud textures and stuff like that as well.
Well, clear, Golf, uniform, 0, Mike, 230. Clear, Johnny Golf, uniform, 0, Mike, Center, today, 95, flight level 260. Flight level 260, uniform, 0, Mike.
How's your shed doing, Deutsch? Is the paint dry? Did you go inside?
8000 Echo, go ahead.
Keeping all those spiders company.
Climb level 410.
00 Echo, climb level 410.
Fun fact, I used to have a rat, and his name was Lazarus. He was rescued from a laboratory through my girlfriend at the time's sister, who was a student. She rescued him and didn't want him to be gassed or killed, you know.
So how I got the name.
Yeah, so I called him Lazarus. And he used to live in my shed when I had a shed back in the day. He lived in between the walls of the shed.
Oh, so you rescued him and then basically set him free.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
but he was tamed, so he would come out, you know, get fed at night or during the afternoons and stuff like that.
Although it seems a little like playing with fire to let a potential pet rat loose with a bunch of snakes in Australia.
Nah, I was suburbia man, no snakes. Not camping. Poor fella died of dehydration.
Didn't leave water out for him?
Yeah, I did, but he knocked it off.
Oh.
And it was a hot summer, 42 degrees or something like that.
Isn't that pretty standard for Australia?
Not always, but it happens. You get those odd days. And he died.
Is it humid in Brisbane too?
Yeah. Brisbane's more tropical.
So you get like 40 degree days with 80-90%.
We get hottest days we get here are like 37s is like really hot.
That's,
But
yeah,
you
it's
get-
still pretty hot.
Yeah, 90% humidity.
That sounds like Georgia.
Stinks, sticky as. But no, this was down in Adelaide, so it was. There's a desert right next to the place,
Mhm.
so you get desert heat. So it's like 0% humidity and 43 degrees. It's disgusting. I hate it. I'll take humidity any day.
Jet 633, climb level 360.
November 650 for Charlie level 410.
See you, Fatty. Have a good day at work.
Later, McVaddy.
Go
See you,
smooth
buddy.
and well.
See ya.
Good Air Canada 663, we're at 236, climbing 280.
Air Canada 663, on a good day, climb level 360.
Level 360, Air Canada 2, correction, Air Canada 663.
Well, so much for all the nice ortho. Now it's just clouds.
Still got a bit to go. Never know. Might change the next spot.
Man, for that fly-in park. Fun.
Toronto, Lake Eagle 025 Heavy, flight level
I've got the
300.
spot if you want to fly in Australia. I've got the
Lord
spot.
Howe?
No, not at all. Down in the snowy mountains.
Snowy Mountains.
Yeah, so high elevation runways tucked into valleys. So lots of flying around valleys and stuff like that. Put weather in there, you're going to have an awesome time.
Melon, thank you for the host. How was your movie?
Did you pee in a bottle, Malin?
Or did you wear your adult diapers?
Ed 122, I have a slight change to your routing. Advise Mr. Copy. Ed 122,
No and no,
clear from
unfortunately.
TC, that's Tango, Alpha, Sierra,
Good morning.
See, if you had worn your diaper, you could have done it in the movie theater.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that have been something? That'd have been a story to tell the grandkids.
yeah. I pooed in the movie theater.
Sitting right next, making eye contact with the person next to me.
This movie shit. You smell like shit.
Are you shitting right now? I'm not shitting.
Aircraft 144, I have it.
Ready to copy out of Eagle 025.
What altitude do I need to be at? Let's look at the arrival did not.
Papa, India, Kilo, November,
11,000 at Curly.
Jet to Nico, rest of clearance.
Is that where we're headed?
Almost decent
Okay,
time.
direct from present position to Cessna, Papa,
We got
India, Kilo, November, Alpha,
120 miles.
and direct to Eagle.
Show the full flight
Out
plan.
of Eagle 025.
Alright, 025, gotcha.
There you go. So at Curly right there, we need to be at 11,000 feet. So about 33 miles before that, we'll start our descent.
What do you descend at?
Usually 1,000.
And I've been doing 2,000 feet per minute in the 1900.
Yeah, you can do it that one. That one's it's the airspeed doesn't climb up on you like this one does. And you basically go to flight idle with this and at 1,000 feet, you're basically skimming on the bottom of the overspeed there.
Jet 13, contact center 13495.
Temps look a little high.
I got the cow flaps cracked a little bit. I guess I can bring the props back.
Just open the cow flaps and touch.
Open a smidge.
Ocean 518.
518, go ahead.
Ocean 518, squawk book 3156.
Can you hear like a noise in the background that kind of sounds like static or something? And I wonder if that's supposed to be simulating the props cutting through the air, because you don't really hear that at lower altitude. Maybe a
Do it
noise
again?
that you're supposed to like. See if you can hear this when I go. Do you have your sound on?
Yeah.
All right, listen. Hear that?
Might be your oxygen.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Center 13355. 33, Seattle 690.
so much better than 1900. I can't do flybys in the 1900. Thing's just disgusting.
Yeah, I wonder if I think that's the rep pack. It has an F mod sound, doesn't it?
The 1900? Doesn't?
No. The 210.
Yeah, it does. 1900's disgusting.
Yeah, most of the default sounds carrying out are really bad. And the thruster for the prop reversers. With the DO228, I mean, apparently Grouse said it's like that in real life, but it'd make your eardrums bleed.
The Mike Golf Charlie said that correction is clear to the St. John Airport by direct climb maintain 5,000. Clear to St. John Airport by direct climb maintain 5,000. It's 5147 Mike Golf Charlie.
It's my third Carenado plane, and so I've only got Aerobasca and Carenado. Determined my next aircraft purchase is going to be something other than those two companies. Not because they're bad, like Aerobasca, I love them, they're great, they do everything so well. The sound is good, it's all good, it's just I want something a little more detailed than the easiness that is Aerobasca. And Carenado is so good, except the sounds. So I've decided for a third company, I haven't found it yet.
It's no idea what kind of airplane do you think it was? Oh, I really like that plane. I think once the bugs are sorted out, it's going to be... I mean, it's already one of my favorite planes, even with the bugs that it currently has. I really like it. It sounds good, it looks good. And it's good for FSC. It carries, I think, 14 passengers, and it's only about
It's a sweet spot.
700 to 800 an hour to rent. And there's also a ton of them. At least in the US. I don't know about Australia.
There's one for sale for $1 million.
Yeah, I want to buy one, but I mean, obviously, it's gonna be a long time before I get that much money.
I started making money today. Like, I've been spending all my money on the FBOs and stuff like that. So I just got my bank balance from $600. I was like, that's all I had to my name. I got it up to 35,000 today.
Yeah, I just went for the first time in like the last month back up to 50,000 or something. How are the FBOs doing?
They're good. They're all happy. I did a bunch of flights out of them today. I also wandered off a bit and did the milk route, which is Amberley to Tamworth, or Tamworth to Amberley and Amberley back to Tamworth.
That
thing does milk run.
Oh.
Call it.
Means good money.
Like you can, yeah, it's 10 grand, you know, a flight for an hour.
Nice. Yeah, perfect.
10 minutes, basically.
Using the 1900. Oh, speaking of which, I got to get the new livery.
But it only comes up once every 24 hours. You got to wait for it to regen.
Yeah, it's like that for all the good ones, isn't it? Did you see if their updated delivery fixed the emergency exit sign?
Yeah, I got it. It's installed.
I got it down.
I deleted all the others. Like, that's my only livery now. Toilet run.
Alright.
They're Canada 663, center good day, climb level 280. Climb level 280, Canada 663. KT3, contact center 12712, so long. 4712 for KT3, Realizer.
Yeah, and he's got, I think, in my opinion, he's got two good ones. The white one and green, which I actually prefer, and then Dingo's the red and green one.
789er, contact.
Also, I saw he's working on a livery for Deutsch. That looks really good for the Saab. Saw Finn's finished one on the PC-12 too. Looks really good.
So how long do you stay up after you stream?
It's Friday. I mean, it's 8 o'clock now, so usually I'm in bed before midnight. But on weekdays, I go to bed at 10:30. So finish stream at probably 9, and then stay up for an hour and a half. Do like a FSE run or read or something before I go to bed.
Okay.
I have like a super regimented life. I always wake up at the same time. I always go to bed at the same time, except on weekends.
I'm just trying to work out when I might do Rise and Fly. So you can watch it.
Oh, if you're gonna stream after this, I'll definitely have it on.
Yeah, I'll do that. Just gonna see if I haven't been to bed yet. Like I woke up at about 9 this morning. It's 9 already. I'm ready for sleep again.
Well, don't feel obligated to do it. Do it later.
I
I'll
know,
catch
but
you.
it's something I wanted to do.
Fire up the track IR. Is there still a pretty well-populated online community?
And there were 2 people. The biggest server had 2 people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool though. I fly against AI, but I can always host a server, and you know you can jump in stuff like that. Even if you've got the free version, like because you get 2 free planes, you know you need to pay no money, and you get the whole sim and 2 planes, which is great. Those planes are not easy though, but one of them is easy. It's the German version, and you don't even have to shoot. You can just do group flights. You know, just fly
Deutsch
around,
got it too.
practice landings. So I updated it today because it was a wee bit out of date. I hadn't flown for a while. It was just a skin texture pack thing that came through. But I've got a couple of save battles that I use, which are huge. So I've got I think it's like 8v8, and then I've got a 14 versus 14, a 21 versus 21, and then there's like a 40 versus 40.
How's the AI in the game?
Super incredibly hard.
Oh, nice.
So depending on the plane you fly, it just depends on the plane you fly. Like I always and primarily fly Allied, so they call it what do they call it? Axis and Central? I can't remember.
Because you prefer those planes?
Or Allied and Central or something like that. They're outperformed in turning manoeuvres by the German planes. German planes were highly maneuverable, but they weren't as fast. So the plane that I like to fly, I can just put my nose down, you know, 5 degrees pitch down, and I can outrun and get away from their shooting range because they can't shoot too long, you know. So I can get out of their range. But what I can do if I'm at speed and I'm using good energy management is I can turn with the enemy plane for like 2 revolutions, right? Because planes turn around each other. They all want to bank and turn and go up and go down, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can occasionally get away with a 3rd turn, but I have to reverse the direction and come back into them and try and get a snapshot, but it's never a guarantee. But they're very good. They're very good. But they will turn around in the space of 3 seconds and be on your 6. You know, they're like super maneuverable. So I'll generally extend and drag them away into like other friendly aircraft or something like
Well, how
that.
do you defend yourself when you're extending?
Because I'm out of their gun range. The whole
So
thing
you
is to
basically
remember
just
the gun
floor it.
ranges. Yeah, so while they're turning, I'll just straighten up, right?
Yeah.
And so they've got to come back around. By the time they come back around, their guns can't reach me. And I'm within that dodgy range where they can get a couple of shots. And a couple of multiplayer people know how to use that, and they will push their convergence right out of the machine guns.
Yeah.
And you know, pop long shots at you, and it only takes one bullet in the back. It's not easy, you know, if it's placed right. And yeah, but AI is pretty good. I can generally extend from them, but they will follow you. They'll hunt you down until their engine dies, or they're out of fuel, or they get attacked.
Those machine guns are basically regular rifle calibers too, aren't they? I mean, the thing's basically made on paper and all.
7.62s.
Yeah.
Over to 34-9er.
And so the one I fly has got twin Hispanos. One's Vickers actually, one's a Hispano. I can't remember the German ones. I used to know everything off by heart.
What's your favorite? You told me your favorite airplane before.
SC-5, eh?
That's right. I didn't remember because I don't know much about World War I airplanes.
They're going 2800, good day. Speed restrictions on effect.
So I like it because it has what's called an inline engine. So because of that, it can go high. It can go a lot higher than, say, a rotary engine like the Sopwith Camels or
Right.
any of those. A comparable aircraft is the SPAD, which was a French-designed aircraft. It was amazing aircraft in the real world as well, like in the war. It's what turned the tide against. So World War One went through certain things where the Allies were pushing hard and dominating, and then the Germans would go to the design books and produce new airplanes. It was crazy the amount of aircraft that came out in 4 years. You know, when you think about it, it's like they honestly produced like 20 aircraft either side. You know, everyone a little bit better than the other. I mean, for heaven's sake, they started with not having propellers at the front. You know, they were all push aircraft.
Yeah.
And then, so the British had like the DH2. It was a pusher, so it had the propeller at the back, had the pilot and a man in a little, you know, nest at the front, a little turret with a machine gun, and they used to shoot, you know, from that.
How much could the
Then the
turret
Germans
swivel?
developed synchronized shooting, like firing through propellers. They were the first ones to do it.
Yeah, I remember that. That's
Yeah.
one of the few things I know about World War I aviation.
Yeah, and that thing, you know, as soon as that happened, it just like ended the British domination. So then it went on and it went on and it went on.
It is aviation. I think one of the cool things about aviation is how quickly. I mean, I guess everything technologically did, but to go from what was the first flight in Kitty Hawk, 1901,
9402, you're done and clear.
and then within 60-something years, we were on the moon.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, even just the leap between World War II, so World War I and World War II, and even in the 4 years of World War II, to go from propeller airplanes to jet propulsion.
West
That's
204,
wild.
contact center 1349.
34-9, West 204.
I'm gonna post in Discord in the links section. I'm gonna post a book which I highly recommend reading. Highly recommend it. It's an amazing book. Super fantastic. I'll just link it to, I guess, an Amazon thing, whether you got it or not. But
Can't buy anything from Amazon.
why can't you?
No credit cards.
Oh, that's true. But you know, for the future.
I hope somebody out there is enjoying a wild night in the town at my expense.
After Cessna, we'll stay direct to Airco 128.
Oh, we're getting close, fellas. Like 87 miles to go. Cumulative 98. Let's have a look at what the weather's doing.
Center 79852, like to cancel the IFR this time.
Double Eagle, winds 1307 knots.
Clear order frequency, call me on the ground.
3021.
We'll call you on the ground. Close out the flight plan. Chinook 9853.
What runways we got?
Center Jets, fuel with you level 250.
Those 221, center good day.
So we just do the visual approach for 17. That's basically straight in. That'll be convenient.
Encore 3211 with you level 240.
Encore 3211, center good day. For spacing in depth, reduce your speed by 30 knots indicated.
Alright, that'll put us at 210 from 5211.
Center good day, Jazz 513 is with you, final 240.
At 513, center good day. Continued whiskey, enable increase your speed. That's work.
And we're back, so for Jazz 513.
Jericho whiskey, contact me now, 13372.
Jericho Whiskey is with you on 3372.
Jericho whiskey, thank you, sir, and you're clear. Compton Airport for approach.
Clear Conklin Airport for approach, clear Jericho Whiskey. That's Caribou 155.
Do you know the reason why they didn't have parachutes in World War One?
6,000 cross
I do not know.
Sorry, stop.
So there were two forms of airmen. There were the Air Corps, like the people who flew the fighters, and there were what they called balloonatics, and they were the spotters in balloons. Lunatics had parachutes, so they existed, and they were demonstrated, worked, and deployed. They wouldn't give them to the fighter pilots because they felt that if they had parachutes, they would bail out of the fight.
That's interesting. Also kind of terrifying.
Many a man burned and died.
They're going 28 and 6,000 cross Tuxteg at 6,000.
At what point did they start allowing them to have parachutes?
That's correct. Contact me now, 134.
I don't know the answer to that.
Obviously, it was
Obviously,
commonplace in World War II.
136.
Coming after it, yeah.
Let's see.
Caribou 1552, contact me now, 13445.
Almost descending. We're gonna I'm gonna skip the ABQ VOR. We'll go direct to KEG after Curly because we're gonna do the visual approach for 17.
Weather is okay.
Yeah, so it's clear, winds 130 at 7 knots.
Sounds good.
Center is Chinook 9852. We're down and clear in
Double check.
6952, Roger. I'll pull up flight plan, talk to me also.
Yep, 10 miles visibility, clear.
Other call to center, say again.
Let's go play Lost Archery, looking for stuff for stuff on there.
Hey, Moscow X-ray, descend 13000. Altimeter 299.
994 or 0. Question 700, descend to 8,000. Descend 8,000, Western 700. Bravo, Air Canada 136, left here, descending 6.25 now. Air Canada 136, roger, flying 070. Heading 070, Air Canada 136. Eastern 207, traffic 3 o'clock, 1000 above, 787 on the north parallel. I said thank you, Eastern 207. Air Shuttle 6195 arrival, good afternoon, runway 24 right, and altimeter is 2998. Alright, 2998 and 24 right, and also we have light by Maya, started at negative 3 degrees, flight level 190, we're still in it. Shuttle 6195, thank you, for now, descend at 9,000. 9,000 for Air Shuttle 6195, thank you. INET 7975, traffic 9 o'clock, 7 on parallel approach. Looking for traffic, INET 7975. Air Canada 136, turn right, heading 150 and speed 190 knots. Air right, turn 150 and 190, Air Canada 136. INET 7975, cross Omtalk, speed 170 knots. Cross Omtalk, speed 170, INET 7975. Air Canada 136, turn right, heading 210, intercept, third Alice approach, runway 24 right. 10 on the head, you can clear the aisle left, 24 right, Air Canada 136. Question 700, descend to 5,000 at 5,000, speed 210 knots. At 5,000, at 5,000, speed 210 knots, question 700. Thank you, WestJet. Number 5 in line, and it'll be about a 13-mile final. Thanks, question 700. Awkward, 409, 10,000, 3,000. We have wind connecting for Control 3409, descend to 5,000. Encore 3469, descend to 5,000, then 200 knots. 5,200 knots, Encore 3469. Thank you, Canada 711, descend to 8,000, and the RJ ahead says you're out of the light run there at about 12.5. Okay, Roger, 8,000.
Martin Flight, thanks for following me. And welcome.
24 right and 2998 Air Canada. Thank you, Air Canada 264, descend to 8,000. 4000 Air Canada 261. Air Canada 711, reclear to 4000. 4000. Shuttle 6195, 270 heading to intercept, inside island, 24 right. 270 intercept, clear plus 25 right, shuttle 6195. Encore 3409, 4000 on the glide path, inside island, 24 right. 4000 on glide path, clear island, right on course, for now. Shuttle 6195, flight 170 knots and hold this from now. 170 till no airship, 195. Call 3409, keep the 170 till NOAA, till 6 an hour, there, 1 minute, 35. 170 to NOAA, tower is there, 35 on course, for dinner. Canada 264, give you about 35 to 40 track miles. Turn left into Davik, descend to 6000. Davik, yeah, 6000 Air Canada 264. Air Canada 264, descend to 4000. 4000 Air Canada 264.
Yes, we are. We're 25 miles out, and I'm about to head directly to the airport once we get to Curly.
For 7,100 per
Should be on the ground in about 10 minutes.
Davik, with no restrictions. 264, thank you. Connecting at 080 when you get to 4,000, 200. Yeah, heading 080 at 200 knots at 4,000 Air Canada 264.
No, use the control
Georgia
stick.
7051, arrival, good day. 24 right, altimeter is 2998. 2998, check 2 forward. Thank you, Georgia 7051, descent 900,000. You descent 900,000.
Here we go. We'll go direct to KAG. There we go. 22.8 miles. T16000M Thrustmaster.
264, descent heading into 4,000, glide path, clear 9 left, 24 right.
should be able to see a beacon. I'm pretty sure there's a beacon in this field.
Georgia 7051, descend to 8,000. Descend 8,000.
Beacons work in the middle of the day?
Yeah, should be able to see him.
1623, checking in level 13,000. Cruise 1623, arrival at day 24 right, and altimeter's 2998, and descend to 8,000. 998 down to 8,000, Route 65.
And there's Albuquerque. So I'm guessing this is our airport here.
Maple 7519, clear the ILS 24 right, descend on the glide path. Clear the ILS 24 right, descend on the glide path, Maple 7519.
Thought Albuquerque was greener than that.
No. There's a little bit of green. There's a river that runs through the middle of the city, and there's some green around that, but most of the city is this kind of color. I guess we'll probably see it on the way out.
7519, slowing down to 200, flight control. Get 200 knots, Maple 7519.
How far is Alabama from there?
Total 7051, range 170.
Alabama, probably, I
170,
want to say like 1,500 nautical miles probably still.
Yeah, right. Wow. I thought you were further east than I realized.
No, I'm about, what is this, we're almost halfway. Notice people prefer sticks. I think most yokes are more expensive than flight sticks. And you can get a better flight stick than you can for a cheap, shitty yoke, basically. I think it's a price thing more than anything.
500, unrestricted to 4,000. 1623, thank you. You'll be number 4, based in about 12 miles.
That being said, I'd like a yoke.
Most of the planes that I fly in X-Plane are controlled by a yoke, and it would probably be better to have one, but in terms of space, it uses
I'd like
less
the
space.
throttle quadrant as well.
Yeah, the mixture and the prop condition lever, all that stuff would be great. Yeah, that's definitely us.
7519, not less than 170 till NOAA, constant power.
Go ahead and disable the autopilot.
170 or better to NOAA, 35 there, Maple 7519.
There's clouds down there. They're like 50 foot off the ground.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. I'm a CH user, Wave Warrior, but not yoke. I use Vita Stick,
Skywest 2947, right,
throttle, and rudder pedal.
Yeah, I
I've
mean,
had them for 11 years, but they've lost their sensitivity these days. Like, I need to upgrade them, change.
also, it's just a matter of personal preference, and I live in a smaller apartment, so having a yoke that took up my whole desk with the throttle quadrant and stuff is kind of impractical.
We're into 3,000, one level 10 and out, 360. Bravo Charlie Oscar, turn on heading 080 and descend to 4,000. Left turn 080, descend 4,000, Bravo Charlie Oscar. First 1623, heading 040. 8040, 1620. Toronto does Campo Joey with you with Kilo. 740 arrival, descend 10,000, runway 23. 10,000, runway. Western 2755, descend 4,000. 4,000, Western 2755.
Yeah, I don't have any complaints, but they're the only ones that I've ever had.
611, turn left heading 330.
So I don't really have much to compare them to.
If I had my time again, I would not get CH rudder pedals. They were good for the 11 years that I used them, and they're still good to this day. Like, they're fine. Toe brakes, all that. Man, I even used them in a racing sim.
Swift Lake 9742, turn right 10 degrees. Right 10 degrees, 97
But I would spend more money and go for, like, MFS crosswinds or
408, contact arrival, 124, decimal 47.
like a different brand.
What did Ither get? He said his were really expensive.
Richard 3553, are you visual with the field? Roger, 170 knots to NOAA, contact tower there, 118.
No idea why.
Alright, 170.
Yeah, crosswind. MFS. Mike Foxtrot Sierra. Supposedly the best rudder pedals in the business.
Western 1566 to Charlie 4, then join Delta 4, there'll be a vehicle crossing further down, contact ground on 219. Charlie 4, Delta 4, we'll look for the vehicle 219 there, Western 156. Western 2766, line up 23, keep company inside for visual departure. Line up 23, company inside, Western 2766. Start your driver.
How your temperatures? All good?
Yeah, I just opened the count flaps a little while ago. Doing alright.
28, good day.
Yep, you're good. Yeah. Undercarriage. Sorry, gas.
Gas, undercarriage, mixture, and prop. Yeah, we're good, baby. I remember my gumps. Got my seatbelt too.
Attaboy.
Western 2766, Wingcom, maintain visual separation, clear takeoff from 823. Clear takeoff 23 and visual separation, Western 276. Line up 23, keep Western side for visual departure, I'll get you going right away. Roger, TV on the web, keep slide 6351.
I feel we need to include floats these days, not just descent rate.
Oh yeah, I'm working on it.
I noticed you're under 10. A lot
better.
later.
My issue is always come in with too much speed, so when I get to the flare, because it feels, you need to be trimming it out so that your nose is staying pretty consistent, so that when you do flare, the speed, whatever speed that you have remaining is keeping in your air bleeds
Flying
off.
shallow, man.
5351.
Well, that's what I'm doing now. You can see, I think I can just barely see the climate lights.
Super shallow.
Takeoff runway
A little bit below the
23,
glide path.
visual separation, everything's 351.
We got 3 reds.
406, line up runway 23, confirm the RJ inside for visual departure. It'll be the noise 2 today, so I can do a visual behind you. Noise 2, line up 3, target inside Canada 406, line up 3.
Man, I pulled off some nice minus 400s in the 1900 today.
Combat landings for FSE.
Departure on 20 day.
Yep, full brakes as soon as I land, plus
The reversers.
plus reverses. I stop in 20 meters.
I think some of my best landings have been those, you know, panic ones that you get for FSE when you realize that you're probably 5 miles from the airport that you're supposed to be at.
I think the best I had today was 115.
Takeoff
1900.
406 initial.
Ooh, panic flared. Damn it. That was really shitty.
Push at 657, no delay to position runway 23, keep your cannon set for visual departure.
Not bad. I wasn't far
No
off.
delay, we'll keep your cannon inside.
Yeah, right before I touched the ground, I thought it looked like I was coming in too hard, and I pulled back on the stick too bad, so I got a bounce. Like a nasty bounce, too. That was shit.
You've had a few bounces.
Yeah, it's
Always.
always the exact same thing that I'm doing.
How do you
Like,
correct that?
Probably a little bit more airspeed there. Got to pull the throttle too fast, and
A
it starts
little higher on your approach
it starts dropping really quickly,
and a little slower.
and I kind of
Yeah, I
had a panic
know.
in the flare.
Still not bad though.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that number 3 doing in the middle of the taxiway?
Number 5351, call departure on 28.
Friendly channel.
Departure, Endeavour
You can say whatever you want. This is not a family-friendly channel.
Where you going?
5 Charlie 4, Delta 4.
Super long taxi.
Drive to the interstate.
Yeah, way over here. That or back taxi, but I'm not gonna do that.
What sort of taxiway is that?
I'm looking at the map for the airport now. We're on taxiway Charlie, which is going to take us over runway.
What's the next state? Next
Yeah.
to you, east.
Yeah, we're actually going to drive into town.
Jeez.
Go get some snacks.
Yeah, go get snacks.
Just have a little kink here. We'll cross over the runway, then to Alpha, and we'll turn right.
Center 406, contact departure on 28. Where's this thing today?
There it is.
Would at 60, line up runway
Looks like
23
a fire tower, that
rolling
control tower.
west of site for visual departure. I'll have you going right away. 23 Bravo, we'll keep west side of site for Nova Jet 16.
It's like something you see in a forest.
Oh, like a fire watchtower.
Yeah. Do you remember that movie? Did you ever watch it with Richard Dreyfuss? I
Which
forgot
movie?
the name of it.
The
The one where they drop, put out bushfires.
I want to say yes because it sounds kind of familiar, but I can't. If
I
I
think
did,
Mel Gibson's in it.
what was that called?
Yeah.
Would at 60, the winds are 2006, maintain visual separation from west jet from
It's
Bravo
not
clear,
Lost,
takeoff runway
is it?
23.
It sounds familiar with Richard Dreyfuss.
Always.
Was it more of a?
1989.
It was more of a romance movie than it was a drama.
Yeah, of
yeah.
course it
I
was,
think I
yeah.
do remember that.
I googled Richard Dreyfuss firebomb.
That's 657,
It's the
contact
first thing
departure
that
on
came
28.
up. Always. 1989.
657. maintain visual separation from the Challenger. Clear takeoff.
That was a
runway
great
23.
film.
Clear takeoff 23 west of the Challenger site, Air Canada 107.
Because I'm a old school romantic. So give me romance and planes, and I'm like, I'll be in your lap.
Top Gun.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, forever young. He was a B-25 pilot or something, wasn't he? Mel Gibson.
Push at 305, line up runway 23.
That's the one. I was
Called
confusing
correctly.
Mel Gibson with. Yep. Wow, busy airport.
Yeah, super busy.
No, just 60, call departure now at 28 a.m.
You need live traffic, buddy. Get it.
Should do. Let's see. I don't want to watch a replay, but I'm gonna do it
Why?
because it's gonna be shit. It'll make me feel bad about myself, but it's fine.
We'll learn from it.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. It's just hard to correct.
I think you need to be another like 5 to 10 degrees higher, like just on your pitch.
So, well, usually the problem is I'm coming in too high, so it carries too much speed. Where is the runway?
So do you monitor feet per minute descent rate when you're landing or
Yeah,
not?
try to keep it around 500 feet
Uh-huh.
because that's usually about a 3-degree glide slope.
Yeah.
So you see, like right before I touch the ground, the nose will start to come up because I cut the power too early, and I have a panic flare. So the nose is pitched up. When I touch the ground, it just goes back into the air.
Another thing you could try is don't use full flaps, use 3/4 flaps.
Could do that. It's really only with this plane that I have this issue with. So everything looks good until right there. You can hear the... Right, see? It wasn't awful, but just right before I touched the ground, I pulled it back too hard.
Yeah.
This is really sensitive, too. Maybe I could adjust my response curves or something on the control stick, but then I don't want to do that for every single airplane.
Just get the pitch, pull the power, and hold the pitch. Hold the nose off,
Yeah.
and let it just settle.
Watch that one more time. Watch right before it touches it down.
So you can see you're almost a 3-point attitude
Right
right
there.
there when you land.
Yeah, it would have been perfect if I just held it, but instead I freaked out like a jackass.
Yeah, you jerked. So good. That's not too bad. Don't feel bad.
Had worse.
Nice center line run out there.
Let's see here.
At 305, wind calm, clear takeoff runway 23. Clear takeoff 23, west at 305.
Good job on leg 8, mate.
Almost done. There we go, guys. I'll leave it there. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Wave Warrior, thank you for the follow. And Martin, appreciate it. McFaddy, if you're out there still, have a good day at work. And Dingo, thanks for keeping me company while I flew it. We'll be back tomorrow going to... where are we going tomorrow? Roswell, New Mexico. Gonna go find some aliens. Maybe. We will see ya. See ya!